Hi folks, and welcome back. So today is June 8th. It is Monday. I was going to do this yesterday and I just was not feeling very good. We went camping and then we ended up, we were supposed to be there till today. We went home after one night. We literally got home at about 12:30 at night. We started packing up camp at about 10 p.m. Some things had happened that we were not happy with at all. And so we decided to leave. And we will be making complaints about the place because it was pretty much from literally like 2 hours after we got there, just complaints. Yeah, it all started with our nephew. He has one of those motorized little tiny mini bikes. And you know, there's people out there with other regular bikes, there's people on motorcycles, and this thing is just really small, you know, it doesn't go more than maybe 15 miles an hour. And they called the sheriff, somebody complained, called the sheriff, and they said, oh, he can't ride it. No motorized vehicles, and that's quoting the sheriff. So that kind of caught us because last year they had went there because we went with some other family, and he was able to ride. The sheriff even like raced him. So, you know, it was just not very good. And then the spot that we had, we were supposed to have a water spigot. We paid for a water spigot. We didn't have one. Another family member got a different lot, and it was supposed to be close to the bathrooms and was supposed to be paved. And they are disabled. And so the fact that when they got there, neither of that was, I mean, they had to get into their vehicle and drive to to the restrooms, and so it was just one of those things where nothing was what it should have been. And so we just kind of, and we ended up, so we basically were combining two camping spots, and so we had 2 swimming pools, and they told us we could only have one. So when we finally did actually empty one of them, we got in trouble for it because our neighbors decided, oh, well, our stuff is getting wet. Hello, you're out in nature. And they complained, and yeah, here we are in a spot that literally our whole campsite is wet. We had camping trailers on both sides of us. We did not have a camping trailer. We were all tented. And so it was like the entire, pretty much half of our campsite was wet. Did you see us complaining? No. I mean, we even had to, we took out a pallet, and to make like basically a bridge to get over this wet section. Otherwise we would have to walk completely around or into another person's campsite to get to the bathrooms. So we were not happy at all. And the parking attendant was gonna try and start a fight with us over several things that were not, it just wasn't right, guys. So, okay, enough of a rant. I do apologize for the way that my voice is sounding. I do not know why it's doing this. Probably just allergies. Anyways, today's video is going to be the weekly check-in. Now, this is the first time I've done this, so you guys will have to bear with me. We will be setting up the page and kind of going through it as well. So, here I've just kind of opened up to June, so this is the month of June. And so if we go back one page, this is the transaction log. I've already went down this because I actually had to go through it. and I had to pick and choose. I had to basically take all of the transactions that we had completed and to figure out which ones kind of fit the categories that I wanted to keep track of. We will be taking, I'm going to go ahead and just take this out, guys. So, we will be tracking 5 categories, and just so I could kind of remember them, I did lay them down here. They are food, medical, household, spending, me, so it's my spending, and unbudgeted. So anything that happens between us, then it will go in. As you can see, I did have to use some of my other washi because I started to write all the transactions, and that's why I just went ahead and did this here. And as you can see, I didn't do a straight line. So the first thing that we are going to do before I do the weekly check-in, so this here is from Caffeinated Kate. This is the weekly check-in page. But the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go through it just to make it easier to see. I'm going to go ahead and use highlighters. And I do apologize, guys, if this does get a little bumpy. Like I said, I end up always bumping this stand, so I do apologize. So the first thing that we're going to go ahead and mark is food. Food is going to be done with a green marker, and ignore any of these. I'm just reusing highlighters that I've had for a long time. So I'm just going to highlight the numbers. I mean, it's really easy to see here, but I'm just going to highlight the numbers. And so everything I'm looking for is food. So that was spending food, and I already kind of labeled it here, so it should be very easy. Food. Now this one here, this Taco Bell, even though it's eating out, it was unbudgeted. We didn't have our envelope, so I'm going to put it under unbudgeted. And one more. Okay. Medical wise, there were a few things. I think the only thing actually was this one. So when we went camping, you probably can't tell, but I got burned pretty good. So I had to get several things for some burn relief. And I'm just gonna double check here. Yeah. So like I said, we did go camping, which I didn't realize we were going camping, so it is pretty much anything related to that is going to be extra and unbudgeted. Household is going to be purple, or this like lilac color. Let's see, household. I wish I could, I don't remember what I bought up there. I can't find the receipt. Right. Now there are going to be a few things on here that I'm not going to track, and that's just because like this this one here, this debt, that's just an extra debt payment, and so I'm just going to leave that on there though, and still have it on the transaction. That way I can kind of keep track of those items. The next one is going to be my spending. And so this did come out partially from some money that I had. And to be honest, guys, I'm also going to go ahead, even though I have this as unbudgeted here, I'm going to do it as my spending. Let's see, and I'm so sorry I hit this. And the next one is done in a brown, and this is going to be stuff that we've decided as a household that we're gonna get, and just anything extra. This was for debt, and that was his allowance that I did not budget for. I'm not gonna worry about those, to be honest. Yeah, so we're just gonna do those two because those are kind of like, actually, no, because I will do these differently next month, but I'm not gonna worry about them as unbudgeted. So let's go ahead and do these here. Lay down. All right. All right, and what color? Let's go ahead and just use this color here. And we'll use the sticker here for week 1. I'm not gonna worry about these here, but our categories are food, let me get my other piece of paper here. Food, household, medical, spending, and unbudgeted. Okay. And I already know that pretty much, I should have laid down this first. So unbudgeted. Alright. And I know technically you could use 5 of them, but I'm not going to. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it comes down here. I'm not going to use the 5 weeks this month because at the end of the month there is going to be only 2 days in the last week. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so I will just use those days for next month. Yeah. And 2, 3, and 4. Oh, wrong one. Okay, and let's go ahead and just write these down now. All right. So now, as far as this goes, we are going to take a look at our monthly income, or our monthly budget. So, as you can see, I actually, okay, so food, so our groceries was $150. I'm going to set this aside so we can all see here. Alright, so food, which is groceries. I'm not going to include the eating out because I don't want to worry about that. We won't eat out a whole lot. So yeah, I just want to mainly keep track of our main food. So I do need to also add in what we actually make using our food stamps. So our food stamp balance is $3.55 a month. So it'll be $3.55 plus this $150, which I think is $5.05. But let's just double check. $3.55 plus $150. Yep, $5.05. All right. Our household for the month is $20. Our medical, which I have down here as health, is $160. Spending is $100, and unbudgeted is of course $0. So now, move this back aside. So our food, we'll go ahead, and for this I will zoom you guys in just a little bit. Okay, so we are going to be tracking everything that is green. So we have 85, 63, 1690, 5287, 8674, and 3208. Now I already know that we are going to be going over our budget pretty much for everything this month. Alright, so we spent $274.22. So we are going to subtract that from 505, which leaves us with $230.78. Our household, which is the, what is it, the lilac? So, well, purple, $323, $12.97, and $6.82. That is $23.02. Alright, so we are already negative $3.02. And I'm going to also mark these as well. Alright, our next one is medical, which the only medical we have is the $35.42. So 160 minus 35.42 is 124.58. Next is spending, which is the blue, $864, $676, and $39.99. That comes to $55.39. Okay, so minus 100 should be 44.61. Yep. And I did that in my head. So 44.61. And now our unbudgeted. So 120. Lay this down here. 120. Oh, I forgot to mark these off. Okay. 120, 64, 67, and $15.89. So that's $200.56. So minus 256. All right. Mark those off and we are good. So as far as the rest of these go, I think I'm just gonna go off of the remaining here, and I'm just where it has the budget here, I'm gonna transfer these over. Yeah, we're just gonna transfer the amounts over. So 20, 230, 78. We have negative 302. We have 124.58 and 44.61. And negative 256. That way we're ready for next week. So yeah, that's pretty much what we have for this this video. Like I said, this is all kind of new to me, so I may be tweaking this in the next couple months. And to be honest, next month will definitely be different, because I can already tell you I'm going to, since we're doing this per week, I am going to budget out weekly our food and everything like that. So let's say we were to go off of all these numbers, the 505 divided by 4 is 126.25. Now I probably would actually just do the 500 divided by 4, which is 125. So I would do 125, 125, 125, 125. Is how I'm probably going to do it. Household would be 5, 5, 5, 5. Medical would be 40, 40, 40, 40. Spending would be 25, 25, 25, 25. That will be next month though. This month is just the changeover. It is the month where everything kind of, you know, you're just trying to figure things out and get everything kind of aligned the way that you kind of want it to try and align. But yeah, that is today's video. I'm just going to go ahead and set it right back here. And I already know I am most definitely going to have to make another transaction log, but when I make the new one, I will be using let's see, I didn't get these till this weekend, but I will be using this one because it's already set up. But it's the same thing. It'll just go over on this side, and it's pretty much the same thing. The method part I don't think I'm going to worry about too much, but as long as I have the date, the description category, and the amount, then I'm fine. As you can see, I have several different ones. I ended up, Caffeinated Kate had a 40%, what was it, 40% off several of her older layouts. So I went and ordered several different layouts. One second, guys. So basically, this is, I got 3 pages worth. Well, 2 full ones. I'm trying to, let me 1 second. Alright. So I have all of these items here. And I just kind of went through and I just tried to get all of them that were the 7x9. So it cost me $42.84 for everything. So, and I did all that. I ordered it all in May, so that I'm not counting it towards anything here. Alright guys, if you enjoyed watching, or if you didn't, go ahead and hit the like button or the dislike button. Give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe by hitting that red button down below. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to comment down below as well. Thank you, and have a wonderful, happy June. Bye bye.